Welcome to the Oasis. My name's Mike, and today I'm awaiting delivery of my Oculus Go. Now, to say that I'm excited is a bit of an understatement. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on... He's here. Let's go. Hello, mate. Okay, so as you just saw, a package has arrived. I haven't even opened it myself yet to see what's inside. So let's open the package, unbox the Oculus Go, and then we can talk a bit later on about my first impressions. Let's dive in. Okay, so now we've got the Oculus Go out of its box. Let's see how easy this thing is to set up. Okay, so now we've got the Oculus Go set up. As you can see, it took less than 5 minutes to get this thing up and running, connect it to my phone, connect it to my Wi-Fi, and then push an update to the headset. And then before you know it, we was up and running to try out some VR. But before we do that, let's talk about some of the specs of the headset itself. First up, let's talk about the controller. So the Oculus Go ships with a single controller. It's this little tiny thing here. It's very lightweight and very comfortable. It features a single trigger underneath that's got a very short travel and a nice little responsive sort of click feedback to it. On the front there, it features a trackpad, a back button, and an Oculus home button. It only uses a single AA battery, and you can attach a wrist strap to it as well. I'm not going to do that because I like to live dangerously. Comparing it to the Oculus Rift controller, it's the same sort of degree, if you see here, of the hand control and the face of the device itself. The differences are that obviously the Oculus Rift controller features a thumbstick, whereas the Oculus Go controller doesn't, and this can be tracked by 6 degrees of freedom, which means you can move forward, backwards, side to side, rotate, up and down, left and right. Whereas the Oculus Go controller is just going to be fixed in one position, and then you can move it left and right, up and down and diagonally that way. You can't move it forwards and backwards in 3D space. So that is the same deal with the headset as well. Obviously with the Oculus Rift you can move it forward and backwards and move freely in a 3D environment, but then you're using external sensors to track your motion, whereas this is all built into the headset itself. So it's a bit like the original DK1, it's fixed and only has 3 degrees of freedom, which means you can rotate and look up and down. You can't move forward and backwards in 3D space. That technology will be coming soon in a standalone headset in the Oculus Santa Cruz, but right now in the Go, this is what we've got. But to be fair, for the price point, I think it's pretty great anyway. So let's talk about the actual features of the headset itself. In the center at the very top, you've got a single power button and LED indicator. You've got volume rocker up and down. And to the side here, you've got a single micro USB input. This is used to power the device and also transfer files to and from your Oculus Go headset. You've got a 3.5mm jack output for headphones, or if you want to record the audio from the device as well. Interestingly, right under here, underneath the strap, you've got the Mi logo. Now, this is the brand that is going to be distributed under in China. It's going to be essentially the same headset, but running a different operating system. Underneath, you've got a single microphone input here, and then you've got the fixed hard sort of plastic straps here. Now, the reason that these parts are actually hard plastic is because the audio actually comes from the headset and channels down these plastic parts of the head strap here into a little groove, which is right underneath here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where the audio actually comes out, which is where your ears are going to be. And so far, I have to say the audio is pretty impressive, but if you wanted the best sort of immersive experience, I would recommend wearing some headphones with this. So the material strap itself is very lightweight, very comfortable, and has got a design where it actually cups the back of your head. And if I put the Go on my face, I'll show you how that looks. If you can see here, it kind of goes under my ears and cups the actual back of my head here. And that is actually similar to the Vive Pro. I remember when I tried that out, they had a foam pad that actually cupped the back of your head. And it's exactly the same sort of layout with the Oculus Go. Obviously, it is a strap rather than a fixed pad, but is really comfortable enough, and it fixes the Go nicely to your face. So talking about fixing it to your face, obviously around the lenses themselves, they've got this kind of foam material here, which is a dark grey on the inside and a light grey on the outside. It's very soft and foam-like, and I'd imagine will soak up sweat. So I'm looking forward to see what VR Cover do. I would really like them to bring some sort of pleather accessories for this, like they do with the Rift. I really enjoy their accessories on the Rift, and especially if they do some vibrant colours as well, because you have to admit the Go does look a bit drab with all this sort of grey on it. So I'd be looking forward to seeing if they do like a bright blue or a bright red VR Cover pleather sort of replacement, because you can pull this off. You can just pull it out, you know, it doesn't damage the headset at all. Just pull it around your lenses and you can actually take the whole piece off, replace it or wash it, or as I said, replace it with a VR Cover one. So now I've actually got that piece off, I can talk a little bit more about the lenses and the sensor here in the middle. As you can see, you've got a proximity sensor, so as soon as you put the Go on your face, it recognizes that it's on your face and it fires up the display. So the optics in the Oculus Go are actually a little bit of a step up from the Oculus Rift. It's running a single LCD panel, and it runs at 60 Hz and can boost up to 72 Hz. Just to put that into perspective, the Oculus Rift runs natively at 90 Hz. So the resolution of the Oculus Rift is 2160 by 1200. The Oculus Go is actually running at 2560 by 1440. Both the Oculus Go and the Oculus Rift have the same 110 degrees field of view. The lenses themselves are Fresnel lenses. You can tell by the grooves in the lenses when you look at it at an angle. But there is no physical IPD adjustment with the Oculus Go. Unlike the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive, for example, if you want to demo it to people, you have to sort of get their IPD adjustment to get them to have the best experience. But with the Go, it's got no physical IPD adjustment, and that is because the sweet spot in these lenses is so huge that it can accommodate most IPD distances. Now, IPD is your interpupillary distance. It's basically the space between your eyes, and everyone is a little bit different. So that is a really cool feature of this headset and very impressive indeed. And while we're talking about the lenses as well, and like I discussed with the sweet spot, the lenses and the display actually use fixed foveated rendering. And what that means in layman's terms is essentially the part that you are looking directly at in front of you is the crispest and clearest possible view of the scene, and then the scene on the edges are slightly blurred, slightly degraded, and that is so you can get the best possible performance in the headset itself. Okay, so let's talk about my initial impressions of the Oculus Go. So I actually bought this Oculus Go myself with my own money, and I bought the 64 gig model. So there are two models available, a 32 gigabyte model and a 64 gigabyte model. The 32 gigabyte is available for $199 US or 199 British pounds. The 64 gig model is available for $249 US or 249 British pounds. Now, these are going to be available in Best Buy in the US, or you can order them from Oculus Direct, but in the UK and Europe, you just have to order them from the Oculus website. No stockists or retailers are going to be stocking these in the UK at this particular moment. So the setup procedure of the Oculus Go was super simple. I was up and running with the device within 5 minutes, and that's pretty great. And that's what it needs, I think, in my opinion. It needs to have that real ease of use, mass appeal. It needs to be something as simple that you could give it to your mum or your nan and just say, look, you know, give it a go, and they could set it up and start experiencing virtual reality for themselves. And I think Oculus have nailed it on that front. Also, in terms of accessibility, you put it on and then it just turns on and you're in virtual reality before you know it. And it's that instantaneous sort of accessibility that virtual reality really needs. And if I compare it to setting up the Oculus Rift with my PC, you know, I have to fire up Oculus Home, I have to get the Rift ready, I have to get my play space ready, I have to get everything sort of organized. It's just so quick and easy to jump into VR with the Oculus Go. So I've tried a few different experiences in games with the headset already. I was using it almost all day, had to charge it about 2 or 3 times. And also, one thing of note is that I did actually charge the device whilst wearing it. Oculus don't necessarily recommend it, but John Carmack said that it wouldn't necessarily be a problem. And I found that the device did get very hot when I was doing that, so it was actually noticeably hot to the touch, which is a little bit concerning, but I'll keep on trying it out and see if anything happens. So I got a chance to try out some games and applications. I tried out Augmented Empire, which is a turn-based strategy game from CodeSync, and I really had a lot of fun with that title. I'd been playing it a little bit prior to the Go coming out on the Gear VR using the Galaxy S7 by Samsung, but I have to say the performance on the Go was way better. I also tried out a 360 video in the form of Jurassic Park, the Blue experience. Blue is a velociraptor from Jurassic Park, and that was a really cool experience. I actually downloaded the video to get the best possible performance, and it looked really nice, and there was a real sense of 3D depth there as well, which is really cool. But the best thing I got to try was actually Oculus Rooms, and this really surprised me. My buddies Rowdy Guy and Nathy also picked up their Oculus Go's this week, and we jumped into an Oculus room and we were chatting together, sharing Facebook photos, sharing Facebook videos, playing games such as checkers, Simon Says, a word game where you sort of have a card on your forehead and the other people have to sort of explain what that is without sort of saying the word, and you have to guess it. And we had such a great time just chatting with each other. And then the other great feature was that some games are integrated with it. So say Dead and Buried, for example, it will show you in the menu that all 3 of you have the game installed and that you can just jump from the Oculus Home straight into the game together. Now that didn't work as smoothly with that particular game, Dead and Buried. We were separated once we got into the game, and also we couldn't hear each other. But that concept worked really well. And when we did actually say that we were going to select a game like Dead and Buried, for example, the avatar from the game actually popped into our Oculus room and introduced the game and said if we were ready to go. And that was really impressive, absolutely amazing. And I have to say, out of all the VR experiences, games, and everything we've tried together as a team, this was the easiest thing we've ever experienced to get together in and start a game off, or sort of communicate with each other and just enjoy some experiences together. So that is a testament to Oculus, and I think they've really nailed it there. So if you're a hardcore gamer, will the Oculus Go appeal to you? Probably not, because although there is plenty of games available on the Oculus Go, they're very sort of casual games, mobile. There's a few hardcore games out there, like I mentioned, like Augmented Empire, that is a really long sort of single player campaign that you can really get your teeth into, but those games are sort of a bit far and few between. Most of them are sort of casual experiences that you can just hop in and hop out. I think where the Oculus Go is really going to shine is by consuming media. So the device has got Netflix available on it, big screen, loads of different applications where you can experience content, movies, TV shows, that kind of thing, or social applications where you can talk to each other, such as Alt Space, Oculus Rooms, Facebook Spaces. I think they're going to be the ones that really push the Oculus Go into the mainstream. And though consuming media and social applications with the Go is a really great experience. So if you're looking for something where you want to take with you, maybe you travel quite a lot and you stay in hotel rooms, or you want to just experience something on a plane. I would love to watch Netflix on a plane. I'm definitely going to do that with the Oculus Go when I take this on my travels next. But also the ability for me to put this in a backpack. It's so compact and so easy to carry around that I'm going to take it to like the pub with me, take it to my friends and family's house, and show them some virtual reality experiences and show them what VR is all about and the magic of VR as well. So I would say my overall impressions of the Go have been really great so far. I think it's a very comfortable device to wear, it's lightweight, it's at a fantastic price, and is the easiest and best way so far, in my opinion, to hook up with social VR experiences and meet up with your friends in a virtual space and just chill out with them and hang out with them and have some fun. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the Oculus Go? Are you interested in picking one up? Is it something that you think you would travel with, or is it something that you just think you wouldn't use and you're just going to stick with your PC-based HMD? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. So I hope you guys and girls have enjoyed this video and my first look at the Oculus Go. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Leave a like if you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed for all my future content. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.